Fun Home.
It's beautiful.
Patty and Emily, thoughts and comedy from Broadway super fans. From Broadway super fans.
So Fun Home's the best show ever. That's all.
I mean,
End of review.
I don't know what more we can say. We've already reviewed this show not that long ago.
Right.
And there were changes, not drastic ones, but they did really tighten up the show.
Oh my God.
And like,
Yes.
just sort of,
Yes.
round it out.
I think the thing that is so incredible and amazing is like when I told people that Al for Short was cut, everyone was like, no, why? I love that song. But truly upon watching it, it is like, I'm not mad.
No,
I
not
fucking
at all.
love that song, and I'm not mad that it's cut at all, and that's how you know that it's a perfect show.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even mad that you cut this song that I fucking love.
Yeah.
Because it made the show stronger as a whole. Like, the moment they added in its place is so
really
great. Really good, and it just makes all the pieces loop back into each other so much because she's singing the same fucking thing that Judy Kuhn is singing when he's in the parlor room with that boy. She's like, maybe not right now. And little Allison's like, maybe not right now.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's so
And
good.
it adds to your understanding, I guess, of how Bruce thinks about the world. There's so many little nuggets of that throughout, and I thought that that just added to it.
Yes, you get
Do
these...
you want to be the one that doesn't look like everyone else?
Yeah.
That people are talking about?
Right.
Who the fuck cares, Bruce?
Yeah. It's so good in the round.
It's so good in the round.
It's so perfect. It works so perfectly. The staging is so exquisite. And it just works. And... never, I feel like when you see stuff in the round, you're like, ugh, turn around, I want to see your face. And like, sure, I want to see Judy Kuhn's face at every possible moment that it's on stage, but like,
it's on stage.
But the entirety of what was happening in the entire experience was making me just be like, I'm so in this moment that like, I'm fine with this person's back being to me at this moment. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I thought that they did an amazing job of like, making the staging like, you know, complete enough that everyone had equal time. There's no everyone's like, which side's best? I'm like, all sides good.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, see it from every angle, really, though. It's one of those shows that I really think is up there with, like, it's perfect. Like, it's so well crafted. The story is so incredible, and it's just, it all flows so well.
It really, really does. And with the staging and with the removal of that second song that Small Allison had, it makes it Big Allison's story to tell.
Yes. I felt so much more on Broadway than I did off Broadway that I was watching her write the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it felt more like the story of her writing the book than it did off Broadway for whatever small changes they created.
Ever off stage?
I think occasionally.
Like, but not often. Maybe for the...
It's hard to tell because there's so many times when she's just hanging out in the shadows and you don't notice her. But, like, really, Beth Malone is on stage basically the entire show observing everything. Yeah. Like, it's so... And, like, the end! When they're going into Telephone Wire, it is one of the most incredible musical theater moments that ever happens when he turns to her and is, like, ready to go for that ride. Yeah. It just... opens your heart up and you're like,
I mean, do you know what's also so good about it? It's this reaction, but it's also so fun. Like, there's so much fun and light
really fun moments
and love in this show that it's like you're all over the place.
Yep. Michael Cerveris. So fantastic.
It's amazing.
Really, really, really incredible. He's really nailing this character, I think.
Absolutely.
He's so good.
He's so good, and like, the menace that he has, that's like not, it doesn't feel violent, but it feels threatening.
He's in, absolutely. The scene right before the Ring of Keys song when they're at the lunch counter and he's like, put your barrette back in. And she's like, that is something that has happened. We've seen it happen several times throughout the show where they're like, put your barrette back in. And she's like, oh, I don't want to. And that time at the lunch counter, he's like, put it back in. If I see you without it, I'll whale you.
Yeah.
And the way he says it, he's not looking at her. He's like reading his news, and he's just like, I'll whale you. And it's just so fucking real for a second, where you're like, you don't know if he's serious or not. And it's terrifying. Judy Kuhn. I mean, what do you say? Judy Kuhn was in a show, so she was perfect.
She breaks my heart.
I mean, completely. That character is, yeah. I feel like after I saw it, when I saw it off Broadway, I spent a lot of times not even thinking about Allison, but thinking about Helen and just being so crushed by her reality.
I feel like Allison is dealing with her father's death through the book, but through writing the book, but at the same time, she's like cool with herself.
Right.
She hasn't come to terms with perhaps how her life affected her father's life, but she has come to terms with her life.
Right.
So there's less tragedy there.
Judy's character is all tragedy.
I know,
when she sings her song, Days and Days, it just wrecks you because you want so badly for this woman to realize her full potential.
I know, and the end of it, where she's like, don't come back here.
Yeah.
I'm like, wrecked.
Oh, Judy Kuhn. Judy Kuhn. She's so good. She's such a fucking phenomenal actress. In addition to that golden goddamn voice that she has. Oh my god,
that voice.
I mean, like, shit. I love watching her do choreography.
Oh my god! Yes! I was watching
that TV number when she's like, everything's alright. She just looks so adorable.
She was like right on our side,
yeah,
and I was like, she just is like Disney princess smile.
I know! It was so cute. Yeah. I just loved watching her dance.
Yeah.
Plays
the piano. I don't think she does many shows where she gets to do choreography.
I know, right? That's why it's so fun. Yeah. Judy Kuhn dancing.
Yeah.
Beth Malone.
Heart
of the show.
So great.
So perfect. So perfect.
Yeah.
Like, she just has that... You know what I love? There's a moment at the very beginning of the show when he's unpacking that box, and she, like, walks around behind Sydney Lucas, and Sydney puts her hands in her pockets, and she puts her hands in her pockets, and they're standing there, and they've got the same stance, and it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Like, so perfect. And just, like...
Yeah, those three women, well, I guess Sydney's not a woman. She's a child, but the three Allisons, like, I mean, I imagine they must... spend time together to work on those things, but they nailed it.
Beth Malone just looks like such a lesbian that I know. Yeah. Like, they just nailed it. Also, because, not that I would think that this show would be the show that would misportray a lesbian, but, like, 99% of the lesbians that are portrayed in media are not like the lesbians that I know in my life. Yeah. They're, like, they just... don't wear the clothes that the lesbians I know wear, or wear the hair the way that the lesbians I know, and whatever. And she, like, looks like a real fucking lesbian. Like, as simple as that is, but, like, it's really fucking important to have a lesbian that looks like a lesbian. Yeah. The finest child performer who has ever graced a Broadway stage that we've seen, Sydney Lucas.
That's a good qualifier. Sydney Lucas.
She's fucking insanity. Like, I've literally never been so in awe of a performer. Like, I'm just so... She's so amazing to watch. She's living that character.
Yeah. Yeah. What I think is great about all three of the children in this show is that they are acting like children, not like child actors.
Boom!
Which, depending on the show, sometimes I love a child actor.
Yeah.
Like a schmacky child actor.
Yeah.
I love that. Not in Fun Home.
But they're just people.
But they're just kids.
Yeah.
And they get to do fun kids stuff. But they also have even the brothers have some moments where, snap to reality.
Right.
And they have to react to what their crazy fucking dad is doing. And they got it.
They're so good.
They're so good.
Zell steal Morrow and Oscar Williams. Can we just talk about Zell?
That little nugget.
he starts dancing,
I mean,
and everyone is like, "Oh my god!" You just want to take him home.
Yeah.
And he's so adorable.
He's so cute and funny. Emily Skeggs, medium Allison.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
I got to see her off Broadway and
I
knew that she was fantastic, but I'm so glad that everyone else is getting to see her.
I know.
And see how fucking great she is.
And aside from just like, a well-written college freshman, she also just plays that sort of like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Here I am at college.
Yeah.
You know? This is a new thing. Okay, well, we gotta figure that one out. You know?
She's so great.
Oh, God. German Club?
Roberta Colindrez.
Oh, my God.
She's so fucking perfect.
She's so perfect, and she has been in it every stage that we've seen it. She was in the Lab presentation and then also off-Broadway at the Public, and I don't know that I could picture anyone else in that role.
Oh, my God, I can't imagine it. I mean, I'm sure I will. But
sure.
But, like, she's so... When she is Joan, she's so... Joan has, like, this energy. She just has this energy about her where she is, like, that fucking cool lesbian. Like, she's that cool lesbian, and she's got that air when they start kissing, and Emily falls on the bed, and she's like, okay. And she takes her vest off. Okay. She's like, this is happening. I got this. This is gonna happen. I'm gonna take my vest off. She's just like so fucking cool.
Joel Perez.
Fantastic.
He's great.
Oh.
I mean, he has so many different little roles.
Right.
I love that. I don't know why, but I love the role that he comes in his first scene where he's like the guy that's coming to the funeral home who's like, mom died or whatever. It's such like a sweet little moment.
It is.
And it lets you sort of see Bruce in his element, you know, and how he's able to sort of charm people, especially because there's a moment when he says to Judy Kuhn, punch him in the face. Everyone in this town knows who I am. You're the one
Everyone knows what kind. Everyone in this town knows what kind of man I am, and you're like, you did that. Yeah, I know. Joan. Also, that song, Changing My Major to Joan.
That song.
It's so good.
It's such a brilliant song.
I mean, the whole score is just,
especially because you have those brilliant standalone beautiful songs, but then you have those moments where everyone's interacting and it's more narrative and changing the scene or setting the scene, and they sound the same. They're from the same musical family, but they also sound very different.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of, like, I'm not a music person, but I think that the way the melodies work in and repeat and change and where they're utilized to reoccur is...
Oh, absolutely.
Genius!
Yeah.
Layers.
Yeah.
So good.
Janine Tesori.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Lisa
good.
Cron.
Ladies, come on.
I mean.
From Broadway super fans.
The show's perfect.
Go see it.
Bring tissues.
Judy Kuhn.
Sit next to Cherry Jones.